Hello everybody, this is Shenandoah, or Squishy Stitches. Just coming back for another stitch with me, just a little short one. I have a new project going. It is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Sweet as Pie Sal from a few years ago. I've always liked it, I just never got around to purchasing it, and then I got a notice saying they had it in stock. And I was like, okay, time to do it. So I bought it and it came in the mail today. And so I'm working on it. Because that's how we do here. There's no time to let things sit. I mean, there is. But my husband loves pie. He absolutely loves pie. And so the moment I told him that I could do this cross stitch and make him a pie, I figured I would do it just like the Sal, one thing a month. And he was all about it, just completely sold on that. So I'm starting it. I'm not doing one of the pies from the chart this month. I will be doing that next month. And my glorious friend Maddie will be joining me in the pie making part. She doesn't cross stitch. Sorry, they don't cross stitch. But they love pie. So we are making pie with Maddie. But this first month I'm going to just try and get all the outline stuff done. So all the little filigrees and the border and all of that, I'll try and get put in there. And then starting next month, I don't know what day, we'll figure it out, I will start stitching a piece of pie and baking a pie with Maddie. I did this part really weird. I don't know why. I wasn't thinking. I just wanted to do a loop in the most inefficient way one could do a loop. But that's okay. We got thread for days. Don't even know how much thread I have. You would think by now I would have every single color of DMC, but I don't. There we go. And the first little loop-de-doop. And then it's got two. Oh, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking I'd do the loop-de-doos and then just do everything else straight across. Oh well, we're doing it this way now. But yeah, if any of you want to join us on this, who either have the pattern going and haven't finished, or just think it sounds like a fun idea, by all means, join us. I mean, what's a Sal without participants, right? Not used to stitching 2 over 2. Let's see, there's that. Doo-doo-doo. Takes a little while for your eyes to start seeing the holes properly again. It's been a long time since I've stitched 2 over 2. I do so many heids that are 1 over 1. 2 over 2 is just strange to me. So how have you all been? I've been okay. I've worked today. I also work again tomorrow. And then I have some work on Saturday, just till 1 o'clock. And then I'm off Sunday, which isn't really a day off because I'll be cooking Easter dinner. I know a lot of you will be too. It's actually my first time making a whole feast meal for my family. Because we always go to family gatherings where they're like, yeah, just bring a dessert and some bread and we'll be good. Nah, this year I have to bake everything. And so my husband hates ham, so we're doing a turkey. Never cooked a whole turkey. So that'll be fun. Any advice would be great. Then veggies, and I am making a pie, but not one from here. I'm making my banana cream pie. Because my husband absolutely... See, I knew something was off. I counted off somewhere, or did I? Doot, doot. Because those don't match. Oh no! Okay, we can fix this. We can fix it, we can fix it. We just backtrack a little tiny bit. Yes, that's my We Can Fix It song. It's not really an official song, don't think it is. I see where it was. I thought that stitch looked funny. It looked funny because it was funny. Why didn't you tell me it was funny? Oh, right. You can't. I'm in such a weird mood right now. So yeah, so what are you all doing for Easter? Or for Passover, or Ostera, or any holiday that you celebrate this spring? I'd like to know. I know Jewish Passover just started. I don't know if there's anything similar in the Muslim religion. I know in the pagan religion, Ostera is either coming past or about to come, I'm not sure. See, I keep missing it. It's right there. Thank you. I say I'm in a weird mood, but this is actually how I am most of the time. That's why my husband married me, he says, is because I make him laugh all the time, because he never knows what I'm gonna do next. But yeah, so that will be my turkey dinner for Easter, is a turkey, not ham, because my husband hates ham. A roast wouldn't really cut it because we have a roast every other weekish. Not quite like on a schedule or anything, but our son really loves roast. So I make it fairly often because this kid is so picky that finding something he will eat is like a miracle in its own. And he likes roast beef and roast chicken. So I usually do one or the other every week. Not every single week, but fairly often. I mean, my kid's the kid. I made sloppy joes last night. He's like, sloppy joes again? It's been 6 months at least since I've made sloppy joes. And he acts like we just had it yesterday. Nope. I mean, I had sloppy joes for dinner tonight, but that's because we were just going through leftovers. And I don't mind sloppy joes. Have I made you all hungry yet? All this talk about food. I'm thinking about food because I'm stitching on a thing with pie. That was a smart idea. Let's try and lose weight and stitch pies. This is how my brain works, yes. Logic? We don't know her. Yeah, man. Let my thread detangle. Yeah, today wasn't a bad day at work, thank goodness. Hopefully the next 2 days won't be bad either. Right now they're requiring us to only work a half-hour lunch. I'm getting really tired of that. I know an hour lunch isn't guaranteed, and I went so long working restaurants where I didn't even get a lunch, and now I'm like, I want my hour lunch. But it's really, I work customer service, so a good portion of my day is spent getting yelled at for things that aren't my fault. And the people always do say, it's not you personally, I'm just frustrated. It's like, I know, but it feels personal when you're saying you're a piece of shit. Don't say I'm a piece of shit and then tell me it's not personal. Okay, that's my rant for today. It's a valid rant, though. This is not in the right spot, is it? No. It can't be. I think that one's over one too many. See, it's gonna be an experience. Me relearning how to work with linen. I like linen. I think it's gorgeous. But I usually do 1/1 on linen. Partly because I mess up so much. And if I did it more, I wouldn't mess up quite as often. So, listen to me. Do it more often. Because we do the things that challenge us. That's why I am the way I am. This needle does not like to thread. There we go. I knew I could do it. Doop, doop. My dog is snoring. Aren't you dusty? See, now I said his name, so he stopped. That's the secret. You say their name and it perks their attention just enough. Do not wake them up, but enough to get them to stop snoring so loud. I have a thing about snoring. It drives me up the wall. Like nothing else will. And of course, I always get dogs who snore. I say that like I go through dogs. I don't go through dogs. I've had these two for 7 years, and I'll have them till they die. As it should be. But I always tend to have dogs in pairs, apparently. Because before this, I had 2 dogs. Their names were Brutus and Belle. And then I had these two. Their names are Dusty and Dimples. So we skipped C, but both my dogs have the same first initial for both times I've had my own dogs. I mean, growing up they were my dogs too, my parents' dogs, but they're not mine. You know what I mean. They weren't ones that I adopted and raised and all of that. They were family raised. Yep, and they both came from the same shelter. They're both shelter dogs. They're both, well, Dimples is an American Bulldog mix, and Dusty is something mixed with Pit Bull that is about the size of a Mastiff, so I'm thinking Mastiff. And they're both sweet dogs. They're both so kind and loving. They love everybody. They rarely bark. Dusty's picked up a habit of barking lately, though. It's kind of irritating. So yeah, I'm one of those crazy people who has pit bulls. If you don't like pit bulls, too bad. I like my puppies, they're so sweet. I mean, Dusty's a pouty puss. A better name for my dogs would be Tigger and Eeyore. Dusty is totally an Eeyore. He's so pouty and morose at times. If we get ice cream and don't give him ice cream, he pouts. We can't give him ice cream because Dimples ends up with diarrhea, but he still pouts. And Dimples is just happy and bouncy. Dimples is the smart one. He's not dumb, but he's the dumber of the two. But Dusty's the good boy, and Dimples is the naughty boy. Not that Dimples tries to be naughty. He's like that kid with ADHD who's just on to that next thing that gets him in trouble without meaning to, because he really wants to be a good boy. He really, really tries to be a good boy. He just fails. Then Dusty just wants to lay out up next to you and cuddle all day long. But he's 100 pounds. It is hard to cuddle a 100-pound dog on your lap all day long. I've tried. Your legs go numb. They really do. But if I could, I would. Because it would make him so happy. I can tell I'm tired. I'm seeing cross-eyed. Sorry, it just reminded me of a funny story. I worked with this guy. He was another manager where I worked when I worked at Panera, and we were both assistant managers. And he had one really lazy eye. And I'm not picking on anybody with lazy eyes. That's not my intention here. But this guy had one really lazy eye, so he'd be looking straight at you with one eye and the other would be off, looking at the opposite side of the room. And because he's a manager, sometimes he had to tell people to do things. And one time he was so frustrated, he's like, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. They keep looking at me like I'm looking at them cross-eyed. And like, I get it, it's a disability, and I'm not trying to be ableist and pick on people with disabilities, but I had the hardest time saying, well, you kinda, or not saying you kinda are. But he was very sensitive about it. He would have been upset. So I didn't. And he was a good guy. He just was very clueless. But you know, it takes all types. And it was just that one thing that made me think of it. Anyway, I got that thread in, so I think I'm gonna call it a night, especially because it's kind of going off screen. So I will see, and my eyes are going so crooked. I didn't sleep well last night. Yesterday I was sick and slept till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I didn't sleep well last night. And now I'm just like, ooh, off in my own world. So I will talk to you all maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. But until then, have fun, be good, stay safe, and happy Passover, Astera, Easter, whatever you celebrate. It could just be Happy Friday. Have a good one. Bye.